The NewsHour and any good journalism is known for being accurate and fair. How do you feel about the balance part of it? Does everything have to be even, Stephen?
Well, it all depends what you define as balance. Balance by the clock. You know, if you got 3 minutes for one, you have 3 minutes for the other, or whatever. I think that this is the skill. It's not art. It's a craft of journalism where you have to make some decisions. And balance is not always achieved just by the clock. It is something that it's a little bit like pornography. You know it when you see it, or you know it when you feel it. And a professional journalist, after a while, that's balanced. We have the click comes. The click comes for an interview. The click comes when you write a story. I've got it. I've got enough information here. And balance is the same way as within that function. And it is. I think the way I look at it is, I don't want to get into a thing and say, okay, this person's opinion is twice as important as this person's opinion. But I think you got to be careful that you say, okay, these opinions are absolutely equal. I mean, it's a very difficult thing, and it's hard to define, as I am now demonstrating and proving.
Well, and I think global warming might be the most current story where that is a problem.
Perfect example. When we first started covering global warming, we always had to say, well, but there are other people who, you know, and it was true. Mm-hmm. It had the virtue of even being true. You know, there was a debate about it.
Yes.
But recently, that debate has, most of the people now have conceded there is a global warming problem. So the debate is now about what to do about it. Mm-hmm. No longer about is there a global warming problem. And that's what happens in a lot of stories.
So you no longer feel the necessity to put a scientist who thinks it's not happening up against a scientist.
Well, it depends on what
the
context of the story. If the story is about new science, if it's a science story, and it's a news story and there's a development that involves the science, we might. But if it's a debate about, okay, is carbon dioxide, should you do this and this and this and this and this, there's no point in having a scientist on and re-argue that argument. It's now the argument is moved beyond that. It just depends on where the story is at the moment.